Disney's live-action remakes of its classic animated films have been criticized for simply retelling the same story over and over again. But when it comes to the princess films, they're not just rehashing older stories. They're making the princesses modern. To understand how Disney is updating the princesses in its live-action remakes, let's look at the animated features they're based on. In Disney's earliest films, princesses were extremely passive, only reacting to things happening to them. Princess Ariel, who debuted in 1989, was supposed to be different. But instead, researchers at Pitzer College found that beginning with Ariel, Disney princesses begin to lose their voice.
In the early Disney princess movies, the female characters talked a little bit more than the male characters. In the sort of middle period, what they often call the Renaissance period of the Disney movies, in those movies, male characters talk much more than female characters. In Aladdin, the ratio is actually 8-1.
The New Age films, or those released after Disney's 11-year break between 1998's Mulan and 2009's The Princess and the Frog, are more equitable. But Fod and her team found that Frozen, despite being a movie about sister princesses, gave women less than half the speaking time. There are a few reasons why the amount spoken by women dipped in the 90s. For one, Disney's Renaissance-era films represented a new style, modeled after Broadway musicals, with a large cast of characters. And those newer characters were mostly male.
So kind of what the Renaissance period Disney movies are sending as a message to little boys and little girls is that if you're a girl, you can be the princess, or maybe you can be the wicked witch, you can be the horrible evil sorceress. But if you're going to be the guy who leads the camels across the desert, or the person who runs the sauna, or the person who runs the bookstore,
or the baker, or shopkeeper, or diplomat, you've got to be a guy. In the majority of these films, most of the dialogue and the best lines go to male characters. And they go to one type in particular, the chatty, non-human sidekick. Flounder, Sebastian, Lumiere, Cogsworth, Iago, Genie, Mushu, Olaf. There's really not a good reason why most of these characters couldn't have been female. Fod's team also looked at the way characters give commands, and found that female characters are more likely to soften the way they ask for things. Female characters mitigated their commands, even when they were in positions of power.
What? Yes.
Bring me my horse, please.
The only exception is if they're evil.
Clean it.
So if you're the evil queen, you can give as many commands as you want, and that's seen as part of your character.
You will kill her.
But Your Majesty, the little princess.
Silence!
Fod's team also looked at the types of compliments that characters received, and here the trend was positive. Starting in 2009 with the New Age films, women became more likely to be praised for their skills or achievements than for how they look. The relative gender parity we see during this period might be because of who actually made those movies. Both Frozen and Brave were written and directed by women, or a team that included women. In 2018, Jennifer Lee, the first woman to direct a Disney Animation Studios feature with Frozen, was named Chief Creative Officer of Walt Disney Animation Studios. Again, the first woman in that role. Disney chairman Robert Iger said that 40% of Disney Studios' upcoming movies, including the live-action adaptations, are being directed by women. Adapting animated films to live action lets Disney leave the classics as they are, while allowing them to retroactively change some of the more problematic parts of those films. Fod's team hasn't analyzed the remakes yet, but you can see a difference in the female characters just by comparing them to the original versions. The live-action films have stronger, more empowered heroines, and there's just more women in general, like this female pawn shop owner in Aladdin.
Take your bag of dates and get out.
In another change, Belle kind of has a job in the live-action Beauty and the Beast. We see her inventing and teaching. They also introduced a set of characters that Disney has been criticized for leaving out in the past: the moms. In the live-action versions of Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, the princesses' mothers show up.
Have courage and be kind.
If only briefly, and to explain why they disappeared.
Quickly, before it takes her too.
In Aladdin, we don't see Jasmine's mother, but at least we learn why she's not in the picture. The live-action Aladdin remake had some of the biggest changes. When Aladdin falls through a roof during a musical number, this time he falls into a schoolroom, not into what looks a lot like a brothel. And now Jasmine has a human best friend to talk to instead of a tiger, and is no longer forced to seduce a much older, creepy man. In the remake, Jasmine still doesn't want an arranged marriage.
It's not that I don't want to marry, it's just you want to be sultan.
but because she also wants to rule. Speech is a powerful thing. Through the language in these movies, kids learn about occupations and who can do them, what relationships look like, and even pick up ideas about their own bodies. And since Disney has come to dominate family entertainment, how it chooses to depict the characters that are so central to its brand matters more and more.